God says there is a moment happening right now, a moment that touches the edge of something you were not prepared for, something that has been following you quietly for days, something that has been building layer after layer, waiting for tonight at exactly 11:11 p.m. God says He has been trying to warn you, guide you, whisper to you, send signs, put dreams in your mind, place feelings in your chest, but you kept saying, maybe it's just in my head, and God says that is why He speaks to you with urgency today. He is not angry with you, He is not disappointed in you, but He is tired of seeing you walk into storms that He tried to protect you from. He is tired of seeing you trust the wrong voices. Tired of seeing you ignore your intuition, tired of watching you carry burdens that were never meant for you. God says something very shocking is going to happen at 11:11 p.m. tonight, something that will open your eyes, something that will rearrange your heart, something that will show you what has been hidden behind your back this whole time. He says this message has only a few seconds before it vanishes from your energy field, and your heart must hear it before that moment passes, because what is coming requires your spiritual preparation, your awareness, your trust, and your courage. God says He has been watching the way you have been moving through your days, pretending to be strong, pretending to be okay, pretending that nothing bothers you, but He sees the truth behind your silence. He sees the exhaustion that settles behind your eyes, the heaviness in your chest, the doubt in your mind, the loneliness that creeps in during the night. He says you try to hide your pain even from Him sometimes, as if He doesn't already know. God says that is why He tried again and again to reach you, why He placed numbers like 11:11, 222, 333, 44 in your path, why He aligned certain people to speak certain words, why He stirred strange feelings inside you, why He made you think of someone out of nowhere, why He allowed certain things to fall apart even when you begged Him to make them stay. God says it's because tonight is a turning point, a shift, a spiritual intersection. He says 11:11 p.m. today is not a coincidence, it is a divine timestamp, a spiritual gateway, a moment of revelation that will expose what you were not supposed to continue carrying blindly. God says He doesn't want you to fear what is coming. He wants you to understand that this shock is not meant to hurt you but meant to free you. He says for so long you have been holding on to something that was blocking your blessings. You were attached to someone or something that was draining your energy, draining your confidence, draining your destiny. God says He tried to remove this thing gently, but you held on to it tightly. He tried to warn you through dreams, but you didn't take them seriously. He tried to warn you through your intuition, but you second-guessed it. He tried to remove this person or situation from your path, but you kept running back. God says that is why tonight you will finally see what He has been trying to show you all along. At 11:11 p.m., something will shift so clearly that there will no longer be room for doubt, confusion, or hesitation. God says you will understand exactly why He was tired of talking to you, because He wanted you to avoid unnecessary pain, unnecessary stress, unnecessary heartbreak, but you continued to think your own strength could fix everything. Now God says He is stepping in. God says the shock that is coming tonight will reveal the truth about someone close to you. It may be someone you trust, someone you love, someone you think would never betray you, someone whose words you believed. God says this truth has been sitting in the shadows waiting to be exposed, and tonight the veil will lift. You may feel a sudden moment of clarity, or you may receive a message, a call, a sign, or a strong intuitive feeling that overwhelms your spirit. God says do not ignore it this time. Do not push it away. Do not convince yourself it's just your imagination. God says this is divine revelation, and it will come with a pull so strong that you cannot mistake it. He says this shocking moment is actually your rescue, your protection, your redirection. God says that after tonight, you will no longer tolerate what drains you. You will no longer chase what hurts you. You will no longer accept the bare minimum from people who expect the maximum from you. He says you have been giving too much, sacrificing too much, pouring too much into people who do not value your presence. God says you have been loyal to the wrong ones, kind to those who took advantage of you, forgiving toward those who continued to wound you, and patient with people who never deserved your patience. He says this shock tonight will awaken something inside you, something strong, something powerful, something unstoppable. It will remind you of your worth, your purpose, your identity, and the destiny He prepared for you long before the world tried to break your spirit. God says that during these last few days, your spirit has been uneasy, your energy has been shifting, your heart has been feeling strange signals. God says that was Him preparing you for what is coming. He has been putting distance between you and certain people, pushing you into isolation, making you feel detached from conversations, uninterested in certain connections, uncomfortable around certain energies. God says you didn't understand why, but He did. He has been separating you from anything that cannot go with you into your next season. He has been clearing your path, protecting your blessings, removing distractions, shielding your spirit, and making sure that when the shocking moment arrives tonight, you will not crumble. Instead, you will rise. God says you have felt like giving up recently. He says you've been tired spiritually, tired mentally, tired emotionally. You have been carrying responsibilities that are too heavy for one person. You've been holding in your tears to appear strong. You've been pretending to be fine around people who don't even notice your pain. God says your heart has been whispering prayers at night, prayers of exhaustion, prayers of confusion, prayers of desire for change, and He heard every single word even when you could not speak them out loud. He says tonight is the answer to those prayers. It may not look like the answer you expected, but it is the answer you need. God is rearranging your path, reshaping your destiny, and clearing out anything that has been blocking your progress. God says the urgency you feel right now is real. He placed this urgency in your spirit because the timeline is shifting. He says your life is entering a new chapter, one that requires your attention, your trust, and your readiness. That is why he says he is tired of trying to talk to you gently, because you ignored the gentle signs. Now the message has to be loud, clear, and undeniable. God says this is your prophetic alert. Something at 11:11 p.m. tonight will break open the truth. It may feel shocking, but it will lead to breakthrough. It may feel sudden, but it will lead to clarity. It may feel overwhelming, but it will lead to blessings that have been waiting for you. God says you must not fear this moment. You must meet it with faith. He says you are covered, protected, surrounded by His angels, watched over by divine eyes that never sleep. He says even if something feels shocking or unsettling tonight, you are safe. Nothing will harm you. Nothing will destroy you. Nothing will break you. God says you are His child, and He is already standing beside you when the clock hits 11:11 p.m. God also says the shock tonight will reveal something about your future. Not just your past. You will see a glimpse of what is coming toward you, something good, something blessed, something stable, something divinely guided. God says He is bringing someone into your life who will honor you, someone who will support you, someone who will value you the way you deserve. But first, He must remove what is harming you. He says you cannot enter your blessing season still tied to situations that drain your soul. God says pay attention to your emotions today. Pay attention to your intuition. Pay attention to the signs around you. Pay attention to who reaches out to you. Pay attention to what memories suddenly come to your mind. Pay attention to anything that feels strange or out of place. God says these are not coincidences, they are preparations. God says the next chapter of your life will be filled with favor, abundance, clarity, and peace, but tonight is the moment that unlocks it. Do not be afraid. Do not doubt. Do not ignore the signs. God says this message reached you for a reason. He guided your eyes here. He guided your spirit here. He guided your timing here. And He says, before the last second of this message vanishes, you need to know this: something shocking is coming, but it is for your good. Trust Him. You are safe. He is with you. He will not let anything go wrong. He just needs you to listen now. God says this is the moment He has been trying to reach you. The moment He whispered into your spirit again and again, hoping you would slow down enough to feel Him tugging at your heart. He says He's tired of trying to talk to you through small signs that you keep brushing off, tired of sending gentle messages that you ignore because you think they're coincidences, tired of knocking on the door of your soul only to watch you walk away because life has been too overwhelming, too confusing, too heavy for you to stop and truly listen. But tonight, something shifts around you in a way that has not happened in years. Tonight something very shocking moves closer, something divinely arranged, something destined, something that will appear in your life at 11:11 p.m. Not to harm you, not to scare you, but to awaken you, to remind you that heaven hasn't forgotten your name, that your prayers didn't disappear into the air, and that God has been preparing something for you behind the scenes that your physical eyes can't see yet. God says you need to hear this before it vanishes in 35 seconds, because there is a window open over your life right now, a spiritual window, a rare one, and it doesn't stay open forever. There are moments when heaven becomes extremely close to the earth, closer than usual, and this is one of those moments. You've been noticing unusual emotional waves, random thoughts that didn't feel like your own, sudden moments of heaviness followed by sudden moments of hope. Bursts of intuition that you didn't understand. These were signals from God trying to get your attention before tonight. He says He has been preparing you for something extraordinary, but He needed you to pause long enough for Him to declare it. He says He is not angry with you, He is not disappointed in you. When He says He is tired, He means He is tired of watching you suffer alone when He has already prepared the help you've been asking for. He's tired of watching you worry about battles He already defeated for you in silence. He's tired of watching you doubt your worth when He has already written victory in your name. He says the shocking thing that will happen at 11:11 p.m. is not something dangerous. It is something revealing, something unexpected, something like a spiritual doorway opening. For some people it comes as a sudden phone call, for others as a message, for some it comes as a realization, for some as a breakthrough. For you, it will come as a moment, a shift, an undeniable sign that God Himself stepped into the room with you. You will feel something inside you at that exact time, something warm, something electric, something peaceful yet intense, something that feels like a deep breath after years of holding everything inside. God says He will touch your spirit in such a way that you cannot confuse His presence with anything else. You will know it's Him. You have been walking through days where you feel like you're trying your best but nothing is moving fast enough. You have been silently carrying things that no one around you sees. You smile while your heart feels heavy. You talk normally while your soul feels tired. You wake up hoping today will finally be different but feel discouraged when everything feels the same. God says He has watched every one of these moments. You are not invisible to Him. He has seen the nights when you didn't want to cry but tears still came. He has seen the moments you tried to be strong for others even though no one was strong for you. He has seen the moments when your spirit whispered prayers you didn't even have the strength to say out loud. That is why tonight is important. Tonight something breaks, something opens. Something changes direction for you. God says that the shock coming tonight is not random. It is part of a divine reset. You have been asking for clarity, for answers, for signs, for breakthroughs. You have been asking, God, when? God, how? God, why is this taking so long? And He says He heard you every single time. He says your waiting did not go unnoticed. Your patience did not vanish. Your tears were not wasted. Every delay had a purpose. Every struggle taught you something you don't even realize yet. Everything you went through was leading to this moment of divine alignment. When 11:11 p.m. arrives tonight, heaven aligns something in your favor that has been pending for too long. You might feel a strange heaviness before it happens, or you may feel a sudden calm. You might feel an unexpected thought come through your mind. Or you may feel a warm sensation in your chest, like a presence wrapping you softly. This is God moving. This is God touching the atmosphere around you. This is God preparing your spirit to recognize His message. God says the reason this message is urgent is because your spirit has been drifting into doubt. Your faith has been shaking under the weight of everything you've been fighting alone. This message is not coming to scare you. It is coming to realign you. He says He is tired of watching you think you're walking through life unprotected. He is tired of watching you worry about your future as if He hasn't already prepared blessings with your name on them. He is tired of watching you settle for less when you were created for more. He is tired of watching you think you're going to lose when He already placed victory into your destiny. God says you are safe. You are covered. Nothing will go wrong with you. Even the things that look like chaos are secretly aligning in your favor. Even the delays are protection. Even the disappointments are redirections. Even the waiting is preparation. He has not abandoned you, even on the days you felt completely alone. He was standing beside you, waiting patiently for your heart to open to Him again. You are stepping into a new spiritual chapter. That's why things around you have been feeling strange. You've been transitioning without realizing it. You've been shifting spiritually without understanding what's happening. God says your spirit has outgrown the environment you've been in. That's why you feel restless, irritated, confused, or emotional lately. It's not because something is wrong with you, it's because something new is being born inside you. Tonight at 11:11 p.m., your spirit will finally catch up with what heaven has been preparing. God says something shocking will happen because it will wake you up emotionally and spiritually. Something that will feel like sudden clarity. Something that will feel like truth being revealed. Something that will feel like a curtain is being lifted. Something that will help you see your life from a completely different angle. You will understand why certain people faded away. You will understand why certain doors were closed. You will understand why certain situations didn't make sense. You will understand why you were pushed into a path you didn't choose. You will understand that everything was intentional. God says you were never denied. You were redirected to something better. He says the blessing that is coming into your life is bigger than what you prayed for. He says what is about to unfold is something you will one day look back on and say, "This is why everything took so long. This is why nothing worked before. This is why I had to wait." Your life is not stuck, it is being rearranged. Your journey is not delayed, it is being perfected. Your spirit is not weak, it is being transformed. God says He knew you would reach this moment. He knew you would read this message. He knew your heart needed this exact reassurance right now. He knew you needed to be reminded that He is still in control, even when life feels out of control. He says the shock tonight is not a warning of danger. It is a sign of breakthrough. It is a sign that your old life is closing and a new one is beginning. It is a sign that a cycle has ended. It is a sign that something you've been waiting for is finally coming toward you. It is a sign that your spiritual season is shifting. It is a sign that God is about to show you what He's been preparing. He says you will not be harmed. You will not lose. You will not be defeated. You will not fall. You will not fail. You are safe. You are held. You are guided. You are protected. You are surrounded with light. God says you have been carrying too much fear. You have been imagining the worst outcomes, expecting things to fall apart. But He says the shocking thing about tonight is that it will show you that everything you fear is smaller than the power protecting you. You will understand that your path is not at the mercy of people, or circumstances, or luck. Your path is held in the hands of God. And God does not make mistakes. He says He loves you deeply. More deeply than you understand. More deeply than you allow yourself to believe. More deeply than your doubts can deny. He says He has been calling your name, not because He's angry, but because He wants you to stop carrying burdens alone. He wants you to stop thinking you're unworthy. He wants you to stop shrinking yourself. He wants you to stop letting fear guide your decisions. He wants you to trust Him again. God says the 35-second window mentioned is symbolic. It means the urgency of this moment. It means the spiritual alignment happening right now is extremely rare. It means you are standing in a moment where your life can shift if you open your heart and allow God to move. Tonight will mark the beginning of emotional healing, spiritual awakening, and divine clarity. You will know exactly what God wants you to release and what He wants you to walk toward. You will know who is meant for your journey and who was only there for a season. You will know which path is yours and which path you need to avoid. God will show you through signs, through feelings, through unexpected messages, through sudden insights. God says your breakthrough is closer than you think, your blessing is already on the way, your spirit is already changing, your destiny is already unfolding. You may feel like nothing is happening, but God says everything is happening. Tonight at 11:11 p.m., something shifts inside you, something powerful, something divine, something that reminds you that you are chosen, protected, and guided. Something that reminds you that God still speaks, God still moves, God still intervenes, God still delivers, God still blesses, and God still comforts His children. He says, don't be afraid. Don't worry. Don't panic. Don't overthink. What's coming is good. What's coming is beautiful. What's coming is meant for you. What's coming will give you peace. God says you are safe. Nothing will go wrong with you. You just need to trust Him and pray to Him. He is walking with you into tonight and beyond. He is lighting the path ahead of you. He is. God says that it is not by accident that your spirit was pulled here in this exact moment, in this exact second, and with this exact feeling inside your heart. God says He has been trying to reach you again and again, whispering gently, guiding you softly, trying to show you signs you have ignored because life has been heavy, confusing, and filled with distractions you never asked for. And now God says, "My child, I am tired of trying to talk to you in soft ways. Tonight something will happen, something very shocking, something that will change the flow of your life, and it will happen at 11:11 p.m. I am speaking to you urgently because what is coming is not something to be taken lightly. You need to hear this before it vanishes, before the moment closes, before your blessing shifts to another timeline. You have 35 seconds of divine attention in this moment, and I am filling every second with protection, guidance, and truth that you were meant to hear long ago. God says that you have spent so long carrying burdens on your own, pretending that everything is fine, trying to convince yourself that you can handle everything alone, when deep inside you've been exhausted, emotionally drained, spiritually tired, and silently breaking. God says He watched you cry when no one else saw. He watched you pray even when your voice was shaking. He watched you try to smile even when your soul felt like collapsing. And because He loves you, because He chose you, because He marked you long before you were even born, He is stepping in now with urgency. God says, "My child, you are safe. Nothing will go wrong with you. Even though something shocking is coming tonight, it is not to harm you. It is to awaken you. It is to shift you. It is to redirect you to the path you were always meant to walk. You have to trust me. You have to pray to me. And most importantly, you must listen to me this time." God says He has seen how people around you have treated you. He has seen the disrespect they hid behind smiles. He has seen the betrayals they tried to keep secret. He has seen how someone you trusted, someone you believed in, someone you opened your heart to, walked around with your name in their mouth, twisted your intentions, misunderstood your heart, or took your silence as weakness. God says He knows that you have been hurt more than you admit. He knows that you keep forgiving people who don't deserve it, because your heart is too pure and your soul is too loving. And God says that is exactly why He is tired, not of you, but of watching you be taken for granted. God says He has been trying to warn you for months, maybe even years, through dreams, through sudden feelings, through repeated numbers. Through small things you didn't pay attention to. He tried to show you something was off. He tried to show you someone's real intentions. He tried to reveal the truth, but you kept hoping they would change, you kept giving chances, you kept believing in people who only believed in you when it was convenient for them. God says, tonight, at 11:11 p.m., I am revealing the truth to you in a way you will not be able to ignore. This is your moment of clarity. This is your moment of awakening. This is your moment of divine justice. God says that what is coming is not something you need to fear. It is something you need to prepare your heart for. Something shocking, yes, but something necessary. Something that will remove the fog from your path. Something that will break a chain you didn't even realize you were bound by. Something that will free you from a person, a situation, or an energy that has been draining your spirit for far too long. God says you have been too patient, too forgiving, too giving, too understanding, too quiet about your own pain, too willing to carry the weight of others while they let you struggle alone. He says this season of your life has been filled with imbalance, and He is done watching you suffer silently. Tonight marks a shift. Tonight marks the beginning of a new spiritual cycle where you will begin to see who is truly for you, who is truly against you, and who has been pretending. God says, do not fear the shock. Do not fear the change. Do not fear what comes at 11:11 p.m. You have been praying for answers, for clarity, for peace, for direction, and I am giving it to you in a way that will finally make you listen. God says He is aligning things in the background that you cannot see. Someone who tried to block your blessing is being exposed. Someone who tried to speak against you is being silenced. Someone who tried to manipulate you emotionally is losing the power they once had over you. Someone who used your kindness for their own gain is about to face consequences from the divine realm. And someone who thought you were weak is about to see what happens when God rises up to protect one of His chosen ones. God says that angels have been instructed to surround you tonight. That no darkness will touch you. That no negativity will enter your space. That no harm will come near you. That whatever shock you experience will not break you, it will awaken you, strengthen you, and reveal something that has been hidden. God says He is preparing a blessing that will come after this revelation. A blessing that is overdue. A blessing that was delayed because you kept holding on to people and situations that were never meant to follow you into your next chapter. God says, you asked me for better. You cried for better. You begged for a sign. This is the sign. This is the moment you stop pretending you don't deserve more. This is the moment you finally receive what has always been meant for you. God says your life is about to shift in unexpected ways. People who doubted you will be shocked by your rise. People who left you will regret their choices. People who underestimated you will watch you succeed without them. And people who secretly wished for your downfall will be confused when God lifts you even higher. God says that the shock coming at 11:11 p.m. is not just about revelation, it is about alignment. Something will line up for you. Something will unlock. Something will click. Something will make sense. You will understand why certain things didn't work out before. You will understand why some people had to leave. You will understand why you felt stuck, delayed, or confused. You will see the bigger picture. God says, "My child, you are entering a season where I will not allow you to shrink anymore. I will not allow you to settle for less. I will not allow you to stay in places where your spirit is uncomfortable. I am forcing change because you refuse to choose yourself. I am shocking your soul so that you finally step into who you truly are." God says you are chosen for something big. He says the calling over your life is not small. That is why you feel different. That is why you feel disconnected from certain people. That is why you feel restless. That is why your heart knows there is something more waiting for you. God says you were never meant to live a small life. You were never meant to blend in. You were never meant to be ordinary. You were created with purpose, intention, and divine assignment. God says that every disappointment you faced was shaping you. Every heartbreak was teaching you. Every betrayal was protecting you. Every delay was preparing you. Every closed door was redirecting you. And now, after everything you survived, He says it is your time. God says, "I will be with you." Rest assured. Nothing will go wrong with you. You are safe. You are protected. You are guided. But I need you to trust me. I need you to pray. I need you to listen. God says to breathe tonight. To calm your heart. To let go of fear. To let go of worry. To let go of doubt. He says the shock coming is a divine message delivered in disguise. It is a revelation wrapped in mystery. It is a blessing hidden inside a moment of surprise. But it is not to harm you. It is to redirect you. God says someone from your life has been carrying a secret connected to you. Something you sensed but didn't want to accept. Something your intuition whispered but your heart refused to believe. This truth will come out. This revelation will appear. This energy will shift. And after it does, you will feel lighter. You will feel free. You will feel protected. You will feel seen by God in a way you have never felt before. God says that the upcoming moment is sacred. That 11:11 p.m. is not random. It is a portal. A divine alignment. A spiritual code that opens your destiny path. Something will meet you in that moment, a sign, a message, a realization, a shift. God says, do not be afraid of what you feel. Do not be afraid of what you see. Do not be afraid of what changes. Fear nothing, for I am with you. God says that after tonight, your life will not remain the same. The cycles that drained you will break. The patterns that repeated will stop. The confusion you carried will dissolve. The heaviness on your chest will lift. And the path ahead will become clearer than ever before. God says you are stepping into a new chapter, one where you are honored, valued, respected, and protected. One where the right people enter. One where blessings follow you. One where your soul finally breathes. One where miracles unfold. God says you were never alone, even when you felt abandoned. He says He never left you, even when you thought He was silent. He says He was preparing this moment, this shift, this blessing, this revelation. And now the time has come, God says, be ready. Pray. Trust me. And watch what unfolds tonight at 11:11 p.m. God says, my child, breathe for a moment, because what I am about to tell you is not a small message, not something casual, not something you can let slip through your fingers. God says, I'm tired of trying to get your attention softly. I have whispered. I have nudged. I have placed signs in front of your eyes. I have spoken to your spirit in moments when you were alone, when you were sad, when you were confused, when you were praying silently inside your heart even when your lips didn't move. But now, God says, I cannot stay silent anymore. Something extremely shocking is coming toward you today at 11:11 p.m., and it's not a coincidence. It's not fear. It's not danger. It's a divine shaking, a divine turn, a divine interruption meant to change your entire life. This moment is not ordinary. This time, Heaven is stepping into your timeline, and that kind of intervention only happens when something big, something life-changing, something destiny-shaping is about to unfold. God says, listen carefully before this message vanishes from your path, because in the spiritual realm, doors open and close with timing, and this message is set for you at a divine hour. You have 35 seconds spiritually before this revelation shifts into another dimension. That doesn't mean you will lose anything, it simply means this truth is meant to be caught quickly, with your heart open, without hesitation. When heaven speaks urgently, it means the blessings are already moving, the miracles are already scheduled, and the shift has already begun. God says, you are safe. I am protecting you. I am covering you. I am holding your life in my hands. And nothing in this world can snatch you away from my presence. You have been going through a lot, and sometimes you didn't even tell anyone what was happening. Sometimes you cried quietly. Sometimes you stayed strong on the outside while your heart was breaking on the inside. Sometimes you smiled even when you were tired. Sometimes you helped others even when you needed help yourself. And sometimes you prayed, thinking I didn't hear you. But my child, I heard you every single time. God says, I watched you when you thought no one noticed your effort. I saw your loyalty. I saw your patience. I saw your love. I saw how you remained kind even when others were unfair to you. I saw how you kept faith even when you had every reason to give up. I saw how you continued to believe even when people disappointed you. I saw how you trusted me when your life felt uncertain. And God says, It is because of all of this that heaven is preparing to bless you in a way you never expected. God says, what is coming at 11:11 p.m. is not something to fear. It is something divine, something aligned, something that carries my fingerprints. You have been in a long season of waiting, waiting for clarity, waiting for truth, waiting for answers, waiting for change, waiting for relief, waiting for breakthrough, waiting for a sign. And now the waiting is ending. Something is unlocking. God says, I have tried to talk to you many times recently. You felt unusual heaviness in your spirit. You woke up suddenly in the night. You had dreams that didn't make sense. You felt drained for no reason. You kept seeing angel numbers. You kept feeling like something was about to happen. All of this was me trying to get your attention gently. But now the moment has come where I must speak urgently, because the next step of your life depends on what you understand today, my child. Something very shocking is going to unfold spiritually tonight, but the shock is not negative. It is not harmful. It is a positive shock, a sudden divine shift, a breakthrough that will come out of nowhere. Something you thought was impossible will begin to move. Something you thought was dead will begin to live again. Something you thought was over will suddenly open up.